Right, so today we're looking at part 7 of Big Ed and Liz on 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After Season 7. So last time out we looked at Big Ed and Liz's engagement party. Despite a few inappropriate comments from Ed towards Liz's family and his mum and daughter not showing up, the event went pretty well. However, as the night came to an end and people began leaving, Big Ed saw another woman touching Liz's arm and looking at her in what he considered to be a romantic way. As a result, he confronted Liz and asked her if she had secretly dated the woman whilst they were separated. Rather than entertaining the accusation, however, Liz stormed off in tears, calling him a pathetic loser who has no self-belief. Then, after drunkenly revealing that Ed's insecurity issues, jealousy issues, and controlling nature are taking their toll on the relationship, Liz was handed a phone with an incoming call from Ed. With his manipulative side in full swing, he blamed her for ruining the party, guilt-tripped her for getting drunk and ruining her family's evening, and told her to leave the ring, pack her things, and move out, saying that she's not ready to get married. The last thing we saw was Liz leaving the ring and the phone on the wall outside and walking off into the distance as Ed continued his barrage of abuse. However, the argument didn't end there. Big Ed waddled off home and said he was going to wait and just hope she comes back. And the producers, who didn't want Liz walking home barefoot in the streets late at night and probably also wanted the drama to continue, offered her a lift back.
He's the most insecure person. He doesn't believe in fucking true love. I would do anything for that man. And you know what? I fucking threw my wedding ring in the fucking grass and it's gone. It's gone.
I don't know if it is gone, you know. She didn't actually throw it in the grass. She left it on top of the producer's phone and it fell into someone's front garden. And I'd be very surprised if they picked up the phone but left the ring behind. She did storm off, so maybe she didn't see, but I get the feeling that she was asked to say this to get a big reaction out of Ed later on.
I swear, he's so jealous. It's like he wants me to hurt him. It's like he wants me to cheat on him. I'm just over it.
It is funny how inevitable his self-sabotage is. It's like he's uncomfortable in a happy relationship. Maybe he's just one of those people that thrives in the toxicity and just lives for the drama and confrontation. Or maybe his self-confidence is so low that he genuinely believes that there's only two outcomes of this relationship, and that is that Liz is either going to cheat on him or dump him. So as soon as there's any potential that either of those things might have happened, he convinces himself that they have, and it just turns into almost a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Maybe I gotta go back with your grandma and grandpa.
Whatever.
I'm serious.
You got jealous over someone who was attracted to me.
Liz, she was a lesbian that you were in a relationship with.
You think I'm having a relationship with someone?
You did in the past.
No.
Liz, when we split up, you were both men and women.
Whenever Ed says something that makes him come across as thoughtful and caring on camera, he almost always goes on to make it clear that it was completely insincere. When she first ran off, he was acting as if he was really concerned about where she went and whether she was safe. But the second she arrived home, there was not even a whisper of, "I'm glad you're okay," or even, "I'm glad you're here so that we can sort this out." In fact, not only did he not say anything to show that he genuinely cares about her, but he started off with something actively manipulative by telling her that maybe she ought to go back to her grandma and grandpa's. Now if they argue, it's her fault for staying and arguing, and it makes it look like she wants to stay. And for whatever reason, he now seems absolutely convinced that she's hiding this past relationship from him. So them arguing all night with no resolution in sight is pretty much the only possible outcome here.
I've never kept a relationship from him, and I would not invite someone to my engagement party if I've had a relationship with them, just like I trusted that he didn't bring anyone like a sugar baby. So whatever he throws in my face, I can 100% throw back in his face.
Big Ed clearly has a lot of issues and we talk about them all the time, but Liz definitely has plenty herself. This whole keeping score and bottling things up and releasing them when you get into an argument is literally textbook what not to do when you're in a relationship. It's no wonder they fight all the time. Their arguments are just the two of them in a perpetual state of counterattacking each other, with the bottomless bag of ammo they stack up during their more peaceful times.
I just can't trust you. Liz, are you a lesbian?
I have no physical attraction to any females, period. I am not attracted to anything but fucking dick.
Wow, okay. Wasn't expecting quite such a strong answer, but I guess that's what she has to do to get through to him. It is such a ridiculous question, isn't it? Props to her for even entertaining it and giving him an actual answer, because if she had just turned around and left him there and then, I wouldn't have blamed her one bit. I actually wonder if part of the reason that Ed thinks Liz might be a lesbian is because of something they haven't admitted yet, which is that they don't get intimate very often anymore.
But the fact that you don't even fucking come to bed anymore. You don't give a shit about me. You stay up to 5 a.m. You don't come to bed. You don't cuddle with me. You don't do anything. And you're so fucking insecure over someone being attracted to me.
Liz, you're the one that got upset and walked away from the restaurant, left me stranded. You drink too much, and you just start walking home.
It's actually so sad how Liz's main complaints here are that he doesn't come to bed with her and that he doesn't cuddle her. Like, she clearly just wants to be loved and for him to show affection and trust, but he's too blinded by his jealousy issues and trust issues to see that. I mean, she's definitely no saint herself, but she deserves so much better. Also, Ed's arguments are all over the place here. Not only does he not address the stuff about coming to bed and cuddling her and just jumps straight back to talking about his suspicions, he then comes out with this, seemingly out of nowhere.
Why do you hang out with people you shouldn't hang out with?
I'm not hanging out with anybody, because you know what? You don't let me hang out with anybody.
Because they're all trashy.
We get so many weird snippets like this where problems are referenced, but we never see the full story. Who are these friends that he considers trashy? It's hard to pick sides here because if he's just talking about friends that like to drink and party, then he obviously has no right to say that she can't hang out with them. But on the other hand, if they're drug dealers or other kinds of criminals, then his concerns are definitely valid. That said though, I think it's quite safe to assume the former and that Ed is wrong here, just based on historical trends. Anyway, after that weird sideline, Ed then brings the conversation back to Liz and her relationship with this woman.
Liz, I've spent years in management. My job has always been to read people.
Ed, you've been single for
people.
29 years and I'm still teaching you how to fucking kiss. You don't know anything.
Liz, you're just mean. You're just mean.
I mean?
I don't want to be around you.
You're insecure.
You're mean. You're saying meanful, hateful things to me.
I love how he thinks that having a job in management makes him some sort of human lie detector. I mean, that's a reach for a normal person, but Big Ed claiming he knows how to read people is like me claiming I know how to read ancient Greek upside down in a pitch black room, blindfolded whilst asleep. This man could not be more socially illiterate. I also love how he spends the entire relationship fat shaming her, but then when she turns around and says you don't know how to kiss, he's like, whoa, too far. Although apparently she has said worse.
You call me fat, you tell me I have a small dick, whatever.
Because you called me fat.
I never called you fat.
Yes, you did. And you don't have a reason to call people fat, by the way.
All I said was this. It makes no sense to go to the gym and then go to 7-Eleven and eat nachos.
I don't eat nachos.
Yes, you do.
Okay, first of all, she tells him he has a small what? I mean, we kind of gathered from the small dick energy emanating from him, but good to get the clarification, I guess. And secondly, I wish Ed would just say what he meant. Eating back the calories you've burned only makes no sense if you're looking at it specifically in terms of calories and weight. Like, there are loads of benefits to working out besides weight loss. It boosts your cardiovascular health, your mental health, your energy, your mood, and even your sex life, which from the sounds of things is something Big Ed desperately needs. But he's not trying to say she's wasting her time. He's trying to say that she's overweight and that's not going to change unless she's in a calorific deficit. He just knows that he can't say that part out loud. However, I do have to add that although she's right to say that he's hypocritical talking about her weight, when he said that she calls him fat, she didn't deny it. She just said that she says it because he calls her fat as well. So if she's fat shaming him too, that's not okay either.
There's 8 TV dinners down there that you eat every night.
I know. And I also eat pie, and I have a sweet tooth. I'm overweight, too.
You couldn't even fucking fit into your fucking... Am I overweight, Ed?
Liz, why are you using the
Am I overweight?
No.
Ah, she caught that, didn't she? She was just about to start a rant when she clocked that when he said he was overweight, he added the word too. Well, it's kind of obvious, but Ed says that he never calls Liz fat. He just drops what he calls positive hints, which I guess is his way of referring to subtle manipulation. He also says that he knows he needs to work on himself, but that they can also both make healthier choices when it comes to intake and being disciplined working out. All of that is fine, of course, but he definitely just doesn't say it like that to Liz, does he?
Why do you call me fat? Why do you make me insecure? And you are so
Liz,
attracted to skinny girls.
Colors, Liz.
I'm not, shut up, I'm not done talking. I'm done with you speaking over me. I am gonna put my foot down and I can be a bitch.
Stop it. Stop it. You're drunk.
There are actually few things I enjoy more than seeing Big Ed squirm when someone matches his energy. He reminds me of one of those ratty little dogs that yaps at big dogs, but the second the big dog gets taken off its leash, he rolls over, curls up into a little ball and whines about it. He always goes for these girls that he thinks he can get away with anything with, but he never expects them to stand up for themselves. But Rose famously did at the end of their first season, and Liz is doing so here. Sadly though, when they don't back down, he's willing to take it as far as possible to win the argument, even if it means throwing everything down the drain.
We need some time apart. I love you. I want to marry you, but until I get every single question answered, I'm not going to marry you.
What's your question?
The woman that the altercation that you had grabbed, were you in a physical relationship with her?
Never.
Yes, I will find out.
It's just mad. He says he needs answers, but the second Liz gives him a very clear one, he's still like, I'm gonna find out whether you tell me or not. I'm like 99.9% sure that Liz is telling the truth here too, because funnily enough, the girlfriend of the girl in question actually commented on my last video, saying, so my girlfriend is the girl in question here. We were getting ready to leave, so my girlfriend was hugging Liz goodbye, and Liz looked like she was going to cry. So my girlfriend looks at her like, hey, are you good? Like, do you need to talk? And had her hand on her arm. And then I walked up and made an inside joke that we have within our friendship group, and Liz lost it. She started yelling at me, and my girlfriend and I were like, Liz, it's a joke, it's a joke. So we started going back to our group to get our stuff because, again, we were already leaving, and then she kicked us out. Like, please, we were already leaving. They kept calling my girlfriend all night, and Ed was harassing her, trying to accuse them of having a relationship, and my girlfriend was like, I am not here to be used for whatever plot or narrative you think is here. It was really exhausting, and my girlfriend was never ever attracted to Liz, period. So yeah, weird behaviour from Liz, but she definitely wasn't having a lover's quarrel with this woman. I'm still annoyed that the cameras didn't catch the fight though. Like, they were all set up and had one job. How did they miss it? Well, regardless, realising that she's not getting anywhere with Ed, she storms off, slamming the door, leaving him all by himself to think things through.
Everybody told me if you stay with her, you're gonna be miserable for the rest of your life. This is all of my decision. This is all of my choice. This is what I give up. I gave up my daughter, my mom, Rich.
I mean, it's kind of true. If they do stay together, they will be miserable. But he makes it out as if she's the source of it when he's by far the worst of the two. Either way, seeing how volatile it gets when they clash, it's not surprising that everyone close to Ed is so against the relationship, and why they feel the need to cut him off to make him realise just how serious it is. Thankfully, it sounds like he's starting to realise that this toxic mess needs to come to an end now.
I can't have any of my girlfriends. I'm not allowed. My friend Apudova.
I never even heard of her.
I can't even. You told me I'm not allowed to.
I never even heard of her.
I can't have Grace, my friend, with her daughter, because Liz is jealous.
I never said that.
I'm not allowed to have girlfriends.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
Oh yeah, you are.
You know what? We took Liz's word for it when she said that Ed controls her social life, so I feel like we should take his word for it here too. Plus, she's not really denying anything that he's throwing at her, she's just saying that he's worse. Still, it would be a lot easier for us to judge if we had actually seen these conversations go down in the first place, rather than just hearing about them mid-argument from biased points of view.
All of my friends are women. I'm not going to apologize for that.
All of my friends are men, and you don't like that.
No, they're not. Most of them are gay women, most of them.
Am I gay?
I don't know.
Am I gay?
At this point, Liz, I do not know. I think you are bisexual. There's been too many coincidences with you.
Why does he care so much? If she's bi, all that means is that she chose him from an even bigger pool of people. He should count himself lucky that she's choosing him over anyone else. I feel like if you put him up against a rat, a toad, and a blobfish, the vast majority of women on Earth are choosing Big Ed dead last.
Too many coincidences.
You told me that you would be with a woman. You told me that.
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
I never, ever said that. I said you would make me want to go the other way. I never said that I would get with another woman.
I think Liz is kind of misunderstanding what Big Ed is accusing her of here. She goes on to say to the cameras that she doesn't know where the accusations are coming from, and that she couldn't cheat on him because of the curfew he set her and because of how controlling he is. But he's not claiming that she had a secret relationship with this woman whilst they were dating. He's claiming she dated her whilst the two of them were split up. Either way, the conversation then once again changes back to Liz trying to walk home alone.
When you get drunk, you make a fool out of yourself, you try to walk home from a restaurant. In this neighborhood, You're gonna get murdered.
You think that I'm scared?
But how do you think that makes me feel as your fiance? You think I want something to happen to you?
You know what? You don't know what independence is.
I don't want that. I don't want somebody like you.
This "I don't want somebody like you" once again goes back to what he told Mia about wanting someone who needs him. He tries to justify it by saying that she shouldn't walk home alone because it's unsafe, which is fair, but that's just a cover. He doesn't care that she's putting herself in danger, he cares that she's willing to defy him and that she walked away from him. He just doesn't want to be with someone he can't control.
You are a sad fucking puppy. You're not that attractive, by the way. And I loved you for that.
Rude.
Fucking
Where's
planet.
the $13,000 ring I bought you?
Probably in a fucking bush.
Oh, I hope you're kidding.
Why? It's not like you gave a shit about me.
You threw a $13,000 ring in a bush? Are you kidding me?
100%.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm with Ed on this one. That is kind of ridiculous. I mean, at least take the ring and pawn it and spend the money on something useful. I know they're milking their 15 minutes of fame as much as possible, but surely 13 grand is still a lot to them. Although, can you imagine watching this and realising that that was your front yard? I'm not sure it quite makes up for being Big Ed's neighbour, but it's some start. I'm actually more interested in the fate of this ring than the fate of this relationship.
That was a $13,000 ring, which means nothing to her. In this moment, I realized this is it. That's the icing on the cake. The ring is a symbol of, our love. And even though she's mad, it's the worst possible thing she could have done.
Who said it means nothing to her? She didn't toss it away carelessly. She threw it away to make the point that the relationship is over. She knows it's a symbol of the relationship. That's why she left it behind. It's literally symbolizing her leaving the relationship behind. He acts like this was the final straw in the relationship for him, but that was the final straw in the relationship for her. Plus, technically, he did literally tell her on the phone to leave the ring behind.
You threw a $13,000 ring in a bush. You are dumb.
What am I supposed to do to prove to you?
You could have used that money to help your grandparents out financially.
So you want me to pawn the ring?
Well, I would rather you do that than throw it in a bush.
I don't need your money.
You're not getting anything. You're out of my life.
Come on, Ed. Using her grandparents like that is low, even for you. It's another one of those times where he knows exactly what to say to make her feel like a terrible person. Don't get me wrong, he had every right to say that she shouldn't have thrown the ring away, but he shouldn't pretend like he would have ever let her sell the ring and give her grandparents the money. He would have demanded every penny of it back, wouldn't he?
Go to bed. I'm done. Conversation over.
You're insecure. I'm innocent. I'm completely innocent, and I'm done proving my point.
Okay.
I am completely innocent.
Okay, good night.
You're welcome.
She might be innocent on the charges that she secretly dated this woman, but she's far from innocent in this relationship. These have got to be two of the most toxic people I've ever seen interact on reality TV. They are just awful for each other. Unsurprisingly, they don't let the argument end there. Next, things escalate even further as the fight moves to the bedroom, where Liz reveals that Ed drunkenly said that he'd rather sleep with Alex than her, and talks even more about Big Ed's manhood size issues. So if you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe so you can catch the next video as soon as it's out, as well as keep up with the rest of the saga and get more videos just like this delivered straight to your homepage. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.